This episode of the SloopCast is brought to you by the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company. Mad Canadian Barbecue Company is an Ohio-based company located in Cary, Ohio, where they say our seasoning will take your barbecue from good to great. Mad Canadian, unfortunately, will not be around this weekend in his food truck, so be sure to hit up his social media, Facebook, Twitter, search for the Mad Canadian BBQ or TMC BBQ on Twitter to get the up-to-date news on where him and his food truck are coming to next. Also, stay tuned for more information about his seasonings in the coming weeks, month, however long it takes him to do. Mad Canadian Barbecue Company, the official barbecue of the Cary High School Blue Devils.
This episode of the SloopCast also brought to you by the Iron Bean Coffee Company. The Iron Bean Coffee Company is an Ohio-based, fresh roast-to-order micro roaster whose all of their beans are fair trade certified and USDA organic. They are marine owned. They are based, I said out of Ohio, but more specifically, they're based out of Perrysburg, which less specifically is near Toledo. They import all of their high quality coffee beans direct from Colombia, Brazil, Uganda, Honduras, Peru, Ethiopia, Indonesia, and other far off lands. Some of their more popular blends are available in K-Cup if that's how you do your thing. And gift cards are available. You get free shipping over $50. Keep an eye on the website because every once in a while stuff is put on sale. And then if you find that one coffee you really like, you can save money with a subscribe and save service. If you are still looking for that one coffee that you really like, may I suggest the whole shebang, which is a big old sampler set of all of their standard coffees. But you can find all of that and more at ironbeancoffee.com. That's Iron Bean Coffee, America's local coffee roaster.
What's going on YouTube? What's going on SloopCats in our Discord?
Just a quick shout out if you guys want to join our Discord, discord.thesloopcast.com. If you want the elevated privilege that allows you to talk down in the chat down there, you have to sign up for at least our $3 tier at patreon.thesloopcast.com. That $3 membership gives you access to all of our Discord server, although large swaths of the Discord server are free. If you want to just go to discord.sloopcast.com. And we also have an exclusive Wednesday episode just for SloopCats. And again, that's available to you at the $3 tier. All of the
Jared,
digital access stuff is available to you at the $3 tier.
All right, Jared, let's go ahead and get into our Sloop Pick episode.
We've got barbecue back here. You're all invited. Welcome to the SloopCast. How are you doing today, Kyle?
Doing pretty well. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm not going to complain. We have one episode down. We're now doing our national perspective episode. And I once again, I feel like this is an episode where I'm going to play with the microphone a lot. I'm playing with some different positions. And also I have ADHD. So I'm going to play with the microphone a lot today. Kyle's coughing, so I'm going to move forward. This is our National Scope episode. Every week we pick 7 games. We pick 7 games against the spread. Our first game we picked in our Thursday episode, it's Ohio State versus Akron. We have a guest picker. His name is Cousin Jay. He's our guest picker for the week. In the Thursday episode, spoilers, if you haven't heard it yet, you guys, you should listen to these in order. We all 3 picked Ohio State to win, but we all 3 thought that 49.5 was a bit too rich. So we picked Akron with that 49.5 plus next to their name.
All right, let's go ahead and pick some more games, Jared. So
absolutely.
First off here, it is the main game on Fox. So it's a noon game here. Notre Dame heading on over to take on Wisconsin.
Before we get started,
again, this is on Fox. Oh, I'm sorry, not in Wisconsin. I'm sorry. This is at Soldier Field. This is in Chicago. Here. Notre Dame, Wisconsin, noon, Fox. Wisconsin is a 6.5 point favorite. Who do you got, Jared?
6.5, 5.5.
5.5. Sorry, 5.5. Your notes got me confused here. 5.5 here.
Yeah, my notes, which are screenshots, are confusing. Sure thing, buddy.
It says 6.5 right there, but looking at our pick'em here, it is 5.5.
Oh, so I'm wrong? I am wrong. For the record, I'm wrong.
All right. So who's your wrong pick here then, Jared?
Oh, okay. Kyle, who's currently winning?
Not by much.
Who's currently winning the SlooPicks?
Your lead is slowly shrinking. It's slowly shrinking, Jared.
Oh, but I have the lead?
Yeah, not by much.
But I have
not
the
by
lead.
Much.
Okay. I'm picking Wisconsin here. I don't think Notre Dame's for real. This is this will be a real unfortunate turn of events for Cincinnati, who really wanted to play an undefeated Notre Dame going into their game to sort of bolster their resume. But I think Wisconsin's going to beat them to it. And I think they're going to beat Notre Dame. And at 5.5, I feel comfortable with that. I'm really happy it's 5.5 and not like 7.5. I may have been a little bit more worried in that area, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Wisconsin to win and cover their 5.5 point spread.
I don't know. I feel like Wisconsin's always that kind of team that always plays games close. So 5.5, I'll take Notre Dame to cover here, but I still think Wisconsin will win this game. But yeah, I'll take Notre Dame in a very close matchup.
Okay, listen to everyone in the chat who's currently suggesting I'm cheating. One, how could I be, if I were copying off of anyone, how would I be winning? How would I be in first place if I was copying off of anyone? Two, what kind of asshole just cheats at a game with his fans?
All right, let's see what Cousin Jay says here. He says he have to go with Wisconsin.
Don't say the quiet part loud, Stuart.
I have seen the score of the Notre Dame games, and I am just not sure how they will score much against a very solid defense in Wisconsin. And will they be able to stop the rushing attack from Wisconsin? Will Cohen press too much in a revenge game for getting Wally piped by Graham Mertz? I think so. Coming off a bye, give me Wisconsin and the points. All right. Next up here, we have probably one of the most intriguing games here. Maybe because maybe because it's the Big Ten matchup here, but it is Rutgers heading on up to Ann Arbor to take on that team up north. Will Rutgers have another upset like they did a number of years ago here? Can Rutgers pull out another upset? That team up north is a 20.5 point favorite.
Nope.
This is a 3:30 kickoff on ABC.
It's moved to 20.5. We're picking it at 18.5. I apologize for the bad screenshots, Kyle.
All right. 18.5, Jared.
Yeah, like I said, it has moved since the initial line came out. Our initial, we lock it in early in the week, so when the numbers move, ours don't really. But yeah, it's 18.5. I think Michigan wins this game. I think Michigan wins this game convincingly. 18.5 is too much for me. However, 16.5, I would think about taking Michigan. 13.5, I would take Michigan at like 13.5. 18.5, too much. Michigan wins. I don't even feel like the game's in question at the end. But 18.5, too much for me.
Yeah, I got Rutgers to cover here. I co-sign everything that Jared said there. Too much there. Even at 18.5 there, too much for me. I'll take Rutgers to cover. I think it'll be really close to that spread there, but Michigan wins easily here. Cousin Jay, Is this a battle for third place in the East? I think the team up north
Sparty
continues
has
to roll
something to
into
say about that.
I think the team up north continues to roll into next week's clash with the Badgers and what may be a 2-hour run showdown. I just think they have too much pride after last year's performance and want to take it to the Scarlet Knights. Jimmy gets the W and the cover. All right. Next up here.
It's 10.5 for the record.
As Stuart's correcting me here. We have ACC showdown of Clemson and the Wolfpack of NC State. 3:30 kickoff on ESPN in Raleigh. I was almost hesitant to maybe try to go, but I got plans otherwise. I might have gone to this game. Clemson is a 10.5 point favorite. I don't know Clemson's offense. I talked to a lot of other Clemson fans that I work with. They don't know the team's offense. I don't trust Clemson's offense right now. They have big issues on their offensive line, and NC State has a decent defense, not elite, not stellar, but has a decent defense to keep Clemson in check here. From what I've seen so far this year, so I'll take the Wolfpack to cover.
Yeah, I think this is an upset watch. Although I would say the likelihood of that is fairly low, but much higher than we would have expected at the beginning of the season, right?
Yeah.
So
NC State every so many years, like every 4 years or something like that, they pull off an upset. I mean, they beat Florida State when they were good a number of years ago. They beat Notre Dame as well when they were really good a few years ago as well. Can this be another NC State upset here? Possibly.
I'm really glad you interrupted me there, Kyle, because I almost said that they're the pit of the ACC, which is, of course, a really stupid thing to say. As you also, yeah. Ultimately, yeah, I'm going to take NC State here just because of the 10.5 points. I think Clemson's offense is worse than Ohio State's defense at this point, and good Lord, that's saying something. So, yeah, I'm going to pick NC State. I think they have a 20%, Kyle, chance of maybe pulling an upset here. But again, like at the beginning of the season, I would have said 5%. So the possibility exists here that NC State gets the upset. But aside from all of that, the 10.5 points feels like a lot with Clemson's offense being the way it is right now. So yeah, I'm picking NC State.
All right. Cousin Jay, don't know much about the Wolfpack, but I'll take them to cover I'll have them to keep it closer than the experts think in this one. Would love to see the fall of Clemson start now, but just don't see them losing one on the road here, but they will not cover. So all three of us picking the Wolfpack, which by the way has a great color because they also have scarlet.
Stuart,
all right, Jared,
I don't know. I really don't know if it's fair to say that Uyunglele sucks.
The offensive line is just bad.
Yeah, I'm not saying he does or he doesn't. I'm saying the offensive line is so atrocious that I don't even know how to properly evaluate Uyunglele at this point.
Nomad actually said that, not stupid.
My bad. I thought I said Nomad. Nomad said it, not Stuart.
All right. So that's 3 games down. And that means we should hear from our sponsors, Jared. So tell us a little bit more about this Iron Bean Coffee Company we keep talking about this year.
Yeah, Iron Bean Coffee, Ohio-based, veteran-owned, integrity-based, all that stuff. We covered that in the first ad read. Let's talk some coffees. I said to always keep an eye on the site because sometimes they have sales on their coffees. Well, I jumped on the site real quick while Kyle was doing whatever the hell it is Kyle does. And just to see what's on sale. And I found 3 coffees that are currently $2 off. First is the Drink from the Skull of Your Enemy. This is maybe my favorite dark roast of all time. Just tell me this doesn't sound great. It's a dark roast. It has a smoky taste to it. It's a classic example of an Indonesian Sumatra, thick, creamy, chocolatey, with notes of, and these are some of my favorite things in the world right here. Strong cedar. I love cedar. Sweet tobacco. I like the smell of tobacco. Not so much. I don't. Wine and spice. Now, wine and spice, I'll fuck with that. But the strong cedar, that's one of my favorite things in the entire world. I love cedar. Let's jump over to the Iron Bean Coffee Company's cast iron. This one has notes, has like some floral notes, has kind of a chocolatey, smoky flavor. It's a sweet, balanced coffee with a little bit of a black pepper and a light caramel note to it. The cast iron might be it's between the cast iron and the ride or die as far as my favorite medium roast coffees, which is a different Iron Bean Coffee Company coffee that I'm not going to be talking about right now. And the Integrity. The Integrity is their flagship roast. The Integrity is what they suggest you make in an espresso if that's a thing you're into. If you're like, hey, which one of these coffees should I get if I'm going to make some espresso? It's the Integrity. That's the one you should get. It's an organic Peruvian bean, has notes of dark chocolate and black cherry. It is rich and dark and have you screaming, don't go gentle into that good night. So you can find those coffees. You can find a bunch of other coffees, including the whole shebang, which I mentioned in the first ad read at ironbeancoffee.com. That is Iron Bean Coffee, America's local coffee roaster.
This episode is also brought to you by the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company. Mad Canadian is not going to be out this weekend with his food truck, but let me give you some good reasons why you should take some time in these upcoming weeks to go out of your way to go get some of that fabulous food that the Mad Canadian serves up in his food truck. Just checking out some real customers' reviews that he has on online here. So probably the most common ones you're going to say here is best briskets ever. Great service, killer food and service. Can't wait to have it again. Best barbecue I've had in a long time. Fish tacos with street corn is amazing. Ribs and briskets were fantastic. Slaw and potato salad are the bomb. Those are just a few of the great reviews you can find over at Mad Canadian's Facebook page, on Google reviews there. Just highly rated, great food, great service over at the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company. Find out more information, again, the social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, to get up to date information about him and his food truck and where he's going to next. Mad Canadian Barbecue Company, where they are the official barbecue of the Cary High School Blue Devils.
No, Nomad.
All right, Jared.
My tree house is not made of cedar. One, because I didn't build it. I bought it with the house. And two, well, actually, it's just one. I don't know why I suggested there was going to be a two there. The fact of the matter is that I didn't have a say in it.
All right. Next up here, Jared. SEC showdown of Texas A&M and Arkansas. We got two undefeated teams in the SEC going at it. 3:30 kickoff, CBS. This is at Jerry's World and AT&T Stadium. And Texas A&M is a 5.5 point favorite. I'll go ahead and start this one off, Jared.
Okay.
I really don't know this Arkansas team. Like, yeah, they beat Texas, but Texas is not back.
No.
And I think Texas A&M has had some great recruiting classes here. I just think talent's just going to get the better end of this game here. So I'll take Texas A&M with the points here.
I'm going to go Arkansas. I feel like these are two of the bigger surprises in the SEC. One, because of how well Arkansas is performing. And again, I don't necessarily not going to buy completely into the hype. I think they're overrated and yada, yada, yada. But I also think the other biggest surprise in this game is that Texas A&M is struggling and sluggish, and I think a lot of people were expecting a lot from them. And I know that there are injuries at play, especially at the quarterback. I quite frankly didn't know what to do with this game, so my new mantra this season, and it's working out well for me so far, is that if I'm unsure, I'm going to go with the underdog. So give me the underdog.
All right. Nomad, this is in Jerry's world, so it is a neutral site. Cousin Jay.
By the way, can I get a quick straw poll down in the SloopCast chat about which game should be our social screen game for this weekend? I know Ohio State's playing in the primetime slot. We can do Ohio State this weekend because it's Akron. I won't mind that. But just choose from any of the other, or choose from all of the 7 games. Let me know which would be your vote for the social screen. Sorry, right. Kyle. What does Cousin Jay have to say?
Cousin Jay says here, and I agree, still have zero respect for Arkansas program and refuse to pick them to cover any game. Do not know why. Maybe it's because they hired both Bobby Petrino and Fat Albert Lima.
Good calls.
Give me A&M and the points.
What's next, right.
Kyle? Next up here, we're going back to the Big North. Nebraska and Michigan State. 7:00 kickoff on Fox Sports 1. And just double checking here. Yep, the line's definitely moved. Sparty now is a 3.5 point favorite. Earlier was a 5, or is now actually 5, but earlier was a 3.5. So we're doing at 3.5 here. I might have been a little bit more cautious at 5, but I got Sparty to cover here.
I 100% agree. I think Sparty did really well in the transfer portal. I think that's playing well. I think just in general they're playing well. I don't know, Kyle. I'm also taking Michigan State. I'm with Nebraska. The question you have to ask yourself with Nebraska is, are they much better than they were at the beginning of the season, or is Oklahoma just a ticking time bomb waiting for team chaos at their door? And I tend to think it's the latter. I kind of think that Oklahoma is just kind of a shit show, and they haven't played like Ohio State's also kind of a shit show right now, for being honest. The difference being is that Ohio State played Oregon, a team good enough to take advantage of Ohio State's missteps, and Oklahoma played Nebraska. Point is that I don't think Nebraska is that good. I really just think that Oklahoma's quietly that bad, or at least that disorganized. And I believe that Michigan State is good. Not great, but good. So I am going to pick Michigan State to win this. I am going to pick Michigan State to cover that 3.5 points. Kyle, would you still take them at 5.5?
Yeah, I think I would.
As would I. I think would your cutoff
7.5? 7.5 might be that number.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was about to say.
All right. Cousin Jay, who would have thought this would make the SlooPicks at the beginning of the year?
Not me.
Michigan State continues to build on what has been a very promising start. I think Nebraska played well last week. We'll have a minor setback with back-to-back road tilts on the schedule. Michigan State and the points.
Next up.
All right. Our last game here, Jared. We're going to Big 12 land here. So going to be a shootout, possibly. We got West Virginia heading on over to Oklahoma.
By the way, the over-under for this one's only 55.
Wow. I take the over on that.
Yeah. So, Kyle, never real life gamble. But the game, don't pick a team here. Pick that over.
All right. It is a 7:30 kickoff on ABC. So this is Kirk and the gang broadcast here. So Oklahoma is a is a 16.5-point favorite. I had to look at that. I'm like, 16.5?
Yes, sir.
16.5?
Yes, sir.
I kind of going along like what you said. Who is Oklahoma? Is Oklahoma one of the elite teams, one of the top 4 teams that's going to make the playoffs here? Or are they a team that's going to struggle too, like Nebraska, like we saw last weekend, and is just not as good as what they're made out to be here? I think we'll find out more about them this weekend if they will be able to cover West Virginia. I feel that Oklahoma is going to win this game, but 16.5 is just too much for me here. So I'll take West Virginia to cover.
So here's the counterpoint to that, Kyle. West Virginia so far this season. I know like they beat Virginia Tech last week, and everyone's real excited about that because Virginia Tech beat North Carolina. So since everyone thought North Carolina was going to be like some sort of playoff team, which we never bought into, and because Virginia Tech beat North Carolina, then that means that Virginia Tech was actually secretly good. And then West Virginia beat Virginia Tech, which means West Virginia must actually be pretty good. No, I don't buy any of that. They put up 66 points against CW Post. Kyle, had you ever heard of CW Post before I said it 5 seconds ago?
No.
Okay. Previous to that, they lost to Maryland. And like, I know we all like where Maryland's headed as a program, but I think we also both agree that they aren't quite there yet. So that's my case against West Virginia. That being said, I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't like Oklahoma at all right now. 18.5. They would have to be playing someone terrible for me to actually pursue Oklahoma 18.5 plus anybody. And say what you want to say about West Virginia. They're not terrible. So yeah, give me West Virginia plus 18.5. Kyle, before we move on, because I know you're eager to. CW Post. Name that mascot. Name that mascot. I want guesses down in the chat too. Name that mascot. CW Post. We have a Bulldogs. That's incorrect. The Flying Camels. I like your creativity, but we both know that's not right. Kyle, I see you're reaching for the keyboard. Don't you be reaching for the keyboard.
I'm going to go with like some sort of bird.
Some sort of bird. It's not some sort of bird.
Okay. I don't know.
They're the Sharks. They're the Sharks.
I never would have thought that.
So here, yeah, they're the Sharks.
All right. Let's see what Cousin Jay says here. Is West Virginia good? They're always solid and coming off a big win at home, while Oklahoma struggled against Nebraska. Seems like a classic transitive property game where Team A played well and Team B struggled. So take Team A when they are a big underdog. Jared will probably take the underdog in this, as that seems to be his mantra this season. But I'll take Oklahoma at home, fired up to win and cover the 16.5 points against WVU.
You don't know me. I mean, he was right, so maybe he does. But you don't know me. All right. Kyle, that's our final game. Can we do a quick review just for everyone listening at home?
Sure. So
I took Wisconsin, Rutgers, NC State, Arkansas, Michigan State, West Virginia, and Akron.
And I got Notre Dame, Rutgers, NC State, Texas A&M, Sparty, West Virginia, and Akron.
So we only have 2 differences. It's Wisconsin and the Arkansas game. Is that right? You took Texas A&M and Notre Dame. I took Wisconsin and Arkansas. Right? No, here's the thing. Nomad says, wait, people are listening? I was... Every once in a while, you guys will reference something I said in the show, and I'm always surprised that anyone's listening. Literally always surprised. Of course, this is the Friday episode. No one ever listens to the Friday episode. So I'm not no one. I know you guys are listening. Don't send me messages about it, but it just compared the Ohio State centric episodes get more listens than our national scope episodes, which is not surprising considering our logo is literally the state of Ohio.
Yep. All right, Jared, that is our SlooPicks, and that is our show.
That is our show. I want to encourage everyone to visit thesloopcast.com. There you will find links to all of our stuff, our social media sites, Twitter and Instagram and all that crap. The Patreon, which you can sign up for as little as $3 a month and still get access to all of our digital content. The higher tiers can get you stuff like t-shirts and yada, yada, yada. But if you're looking for access to our Secret Wednesday episode or like 100% access to the Discord server and be able to join these yahoos, I can never do this, down here in the live chat to talk to us during the social screenings, stuff like that. All of the digital stuff is available for $3 a month. You can give us more if you want, and that's always appreciated, but $3 a month. And also access to like I said, more recruiting content from us as that we keep in one of our secret Discord channels. That being said, the Discord server is free and the vast majority of the channels are free. There are some that are for just the Patreon people, but the vast majority of the server, including a very active game day chat, are available at discord.thesloopcast.com for free. So you can join us. If you don't know what Discord is, it's just a chat application that you can access from your computer or your phone. It's not dissimilar from like Slack or even less so, but kind of like Microsoft Teams, if that's a thing that they make you use at work. But basically, it's like an organized chat room sort of thing. So it's kind of like a group text or something. So you can join that. Like I said, discord.thesloopcast.com. Just download an app to your phone or access it via your computer. It's all good. And Kyle, that's it. I already went on for too long. Do you have anything in Kyle's corner?
I don't. I just want to reiterate to everybody to support your local businesses, your local breweries, your local friends, your local whatever it is. Support local. Support local.
Including your local soccer team. Your local soccer team, your local music, your local beer. Oh, I was going for that. Then I realized I hadn't actually introduced the band yet. Damn. Kyle, I felt like you gave me a layup, but then I remembered I forgot to tie my shoes. I wasn't going to ask. I'm actually preparing these things now. It's fine. Tonight's ending band will be Fields and Plains. I know I've played this song before, but I don't care because I love it. It's a song written about one of my favorite books of all time. Once again, the name of the band is Fields and Plains. You can check all the show notes for song titles and stuff like that down below. Hey, I will play all of the emo shit I damn well please. Listen, I am a millennial. I am an elder millennial, and I will play all of the emo shit I damn well please because goddamn I love it, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. And you can go fuck yourself. That's how that rolls. But once again, the name of this song or the name of this band is Fields and Plains. If you want additional info, check the show notes. And for the YouTube people, I know you don't get to hear the song, but there's a link to the song down in the show notes in case you want to listen. No, I just get very defensive of my music. So if you want to talk shit about music, I will slap the spit out of you. Is basically what's going to happen. Nomad. That's it. Support your drink local beer, listen to local music, and support your local podcasters. Once again, this band is called Fields and Plains.